watching the three-time award-winning YCN Game of the Week. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist with the most complete line of energy products and the highest level of customer and on-site service. By LaValle and Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion, now in 11 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. And by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
All right, good evening, folks, and welcome to another YCN Game of the Week. We've got Kearsarge's homecoming football game against Stevens. The Cardinals have come to Sutton, New Hampshire to take on the Cougars in what will eventually be a game held under the lights. Kearsarge is currently sitting at 2-1 in the Division III standings, and Stevens is still looking for their first win of the season. Both teams are coached by first-year head coaches. Kearsarge is ran by David Yazzie, who was the longtime assistant coach, and then Josh Dufert is in his first season taking over from Paul Silva for the Stevens squad. Last year, Kearsarge had the strength of 11 seniors on their team. They're missing them this time around. Instead, they're one of the shortest-staffed senior rosters in the entire division with just 3 seniors. However, key players Parker Goen, Josh Holdeman, and Damon Dawson returning for this season, already proving to be impact players as Kearsarge is sitting at a winning record early on. Stevens, they've got the strength of 10 seniors. We'll see if they can get the job done tonight in what should be one of our more competitive games of the week so far this year. As the captains take the coin toss, we'll be back in just a few minutes for kickoff.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and backup generators. Their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications. Main Street Bookends of Warner, for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner. The Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
And welcome back again, folks, to our game of the week between Kearsarge and Stevens. We'll pause for a moment for the national anthem, and then we will be underway with kickoff. Great performance there by the Kearsarge Choir on the anthem to kick things off here. Last week, Kearsarge played Kingswood as their opponent. They won by a score of 46-28. John Fraioli for Kearsarge had 3 rushing touchdowns. Josh Holderman had 2 touchdown catches, and Parker Goen threw for 2 touchdowns. Jason Diamond had a rushing touchdown, as did Damon Dawson, to lead the Cougars to that victory. They were winning by 24 at halftime, scoreline of 30-6, and what ended up being a decisive win over Kingswood. Their offense has done great so far this season, falling short only in one game. Week 2 against Fall Mountain, they lost that one 6-14. And with a squad that has so few upperclassmen on their team, things are looking like they're in pretty good shape. They're also struggling with numbers with only 24 members, but luckily for first-year head coach David Yazzie, the numbers he's got seem to be some very good impact players. On the coin toss, the Stevens Cardinals elected to receive. And Kearsarge will be kicking this one down toward the southern side of the field. Weather here in Sutton is about 62 degrees, the sun beaming right at us. The wind has completely died down, and we've got a great day, cloudless evening for this homecoming game to take place.
Gunnar Benedict kicking for Kearsarge.
Sophomore number 50, Gunnar Benedict, is going to be kicking this one off toward the Cardinals. Jalik Ribeiro down there deepest to receive. And this one is airborne straight to Ribeiro, who actually has it go straight through his hands. Tough play now, back by his own end zone. Runs into a little bit of traffic on his own team, trying to run toward the left side. And he will be stopped at around the 8-yard line. Good opening kickoff for Kearsarge to put Stevens in some tough field positioning here. You can see a replay of the return, where a little bit of incidental contact was made there onto a teammate, stopping the run through.
About the 7th-yard line.
And now Stevens are going to be tasked with a very, very long 93-yard first drive if they want to score. First snap of the drive here is a handoff play to Ribeiro again, who tries to make some way up the right side, but he is stopped in his tracks by Parker Goen and number 58, Cole Neuer for the Cougars. Here's the second look again. Number 10, Parker Goen, crashing on this left side here, leading on that tackle. Helped out by 58, Cole Neuer.
Second down.
Second snap of the game, another running play to Ribeiro, changes direction toward the middle of the field. He's brought down, there's a loose ball. Kearsarge pointing favorably. And it looks like the homecoming team has taken the ball back within the 20-yard line, just 2 plays into the game. That one recovered by big number 72, Brody Malinowski. There's the replay again, running into a little traffic on his own team, brought down by 3 Cougars. Malinowski pops the ball loose, is able to dive on it quick. Parker Goen, number 10, going to be quarterbacking these Cougars this season. Pitches this first one over to 33, John Fraioli, who fights for a couple yards toward the right of the line. Fraioli was fantastic last year, had himself his first All-State season, returns as a senior, looking to keep things moving in a positive direction. This team relied on him so heavily last year, even just as a junior running back. And here he's probably their most important player this 2022 season. As they get ready to go here on 2nd down and 6. This one is pitched back, this time to 22, Damon Dawson, who runs into trouble at the line. And wrapping him up is number 57, Lucas Smith for Stevens.
57 was there first, Lucas Smith.
Good play there by a lineman, the senior Lucas Smith. Could be in on defensive end at this play. Gets in early, does not lose contact. Doesn't draw a hold either. Good job there to keep the grip without committing a penalty. As the Cougars get ready to go here on 3rd and long. This time Parker Goins got to keep it, scrambling now, in some trouble. And he has to hold on to it, and Kearsarge is down way back at the Stevens 32. That one sends us to 4th down with a massive loss of yardage. Likely just out of field goal range here, as we can see Parker thinking he had space on his right, and when he turned, there were some Cardinals. Seems to be flag on the field on the offense, but Cardinals choose to decline this one. Kearsarge coming back up to the line here on 4th and very long. Seems like they're going to go forward with this field positioning. Parker going out of the shotgun. High snap here. He's able to settle it down, lofts one up, left side into the corner. Nearly completed, just out of the reach there of Josh Holderman with the full extension dive into the corner of the end zone. He nearly had such a wonderful play to start this homecoming game. And here's the replay. High snap gets corralled here by Goen. Shows off the arm, sending that one skyward into the corner. And then Holderman almost had a good grip on it, but as he was going down, the ball popped out. That's going to be a turnover on downs here. The ball still lying on the Cardinals' 29-yard line, as they will try for their second drive of the game, as the first one ended in a loose ball that Kearsarge took over. Motion pre-snap, they fake the handoff, and it's a quarterback keeper. This one looks good for about 7 yards. Smart play there by their quarterback there, Tyler Christian. The junior keeps this one himself, goes straight up the gut with it. That was an 8-yard carry there by Tyler Christian, as Stevens lines up for a 2nd and 2. Another handoff play here, straight up the middle, good for a Cardinals first down and about 3 extra yards.
Aiden Berry with the carry that time for the Cardinals. He will pick up a
Aiden Berry that time moved the chains down for the Cardinals. It looked like Cole Neuer and Damon Dawson helped out with the tackle on that play. See what Kearsarge is trying to do on defense as Stevens looks to start to find more cracks in the armor. They're going to stick with the running game here. Trying up the middle, Cougars battling to push the Cardinal back, and it looks like it is going to be good for a short gain. Aiden Berry again with this carry. Kearsarge narrowly committed a false start on that play, but they got away with it. Cole Neuer again in on a tackle, as well as Gunnar Benedict. Second down and 9. Motion in the backfield. This one is to Ribeiro, but he stumbles. And he will be down for a loss of 3 or 4 on that play. Ribeiro was so good for the Stevens Cardinals team last year, and this team is definitely going to be relying on him out of the running back position again. Their coach just cannot express enough just how quick this kid is, his agility, his ability to just evade defenders. So key, especially in a high school game where running the football is so prevalent. In the game of the week we had earlier in Newport, it was so windy you almost could not pass the ball. Tonight with the wind died down, I'm sure we're going to see more passes. This one is kept by the quarterback as he looks left side for a target, narrowly picked off. Tyler Christian's pass incomplete here. That's going to move us to 4th and 12. Here's a second look as they go with some motion in the backfield, play action. Don't hand it off to Ribeiro this time. Tyler Christian trying to throw a dart middle of the field to Aiden White. That one, though, just a hair off the mark. And now the Cardinals have the special teams unit out there to punt it away. Down to receive for Kearsarge, sophomore Damon Dawson. That punt is short and to the left here. And it looks like it runs out of bounds at around the 33. The last time these two teams met was at Stevens. Kearsarge won that game on September 24th of last year by a score of 34-8. Prior to that, on October 4th, 2019, Stevens beat Kearsarge 20-6. Over their last 5 meetings, Stevens is 4-1 against Kearsarge. And the sun begins to set, and Kearsarge is ready for their second offensive drive of the game. This one handed off to John Fraioli. Finds some room through the right side, cuts back middle. His helmet pops off. Seems to be just fine. On a very physical run there, that's good for about 5 yards. Maybe a little more. I do believe it's a rule in high school where if your helmet pops off, you have to come to the sideline, which is why Fraioli made his way this way.
Fraioli gained about 6 yards on that run, second down.
Seemed to be a pretty costly penalty on Kearsarge. Not quite sure what the call is. It seems to be, yes, holding on the offense. That's going to send this one far back and replay first down. Now Kearsarge has their work cut out for them. Previously on their own 35, now backed way up to the 24.
Second and 21 now.
Ready to go here on second down. Parker going, setting up in the shotgun. Hands this one off to Damon Dawson, who finds no room, still scrambling, but surrounded by Stevens players, and brought down for a loss. That'll make this next play 3rd and close to 30. Five and a half to play here in the first quarter, as the sun has completely gone down over the hill. This one gets handed off to number 42, Michael Overton. Short gain on this play, but it's still 4th and very long. Actually, I believe it's 3rd down now after the penalty. We were brought back and reset. See if Kearsarge breaks out another passing play to try and get some serious yardage and keep this drive alive. Stevens safety even playing a little shallow, just 11 yards off the line of scrimmage. They seem to be in an on-man defense. Linebackers fade back a little bit. They are actually in zone. This one hurled down the right side. Nothing doing down there for Damon Dawson. Pass ruled incomplete. Damon Dawson looking for a call on that one. Will come up empty.
Intended for number 22, Damon Dawson.
That'll be 4th and 25. Kearsarge getting the punting unit out there.
Jalik
Ribeiro receives the punt, able to avoid that first tackle. Damon Dawson gets a hold of him. Ribeiro stays on his feet for another yard. Brought down at the Cougars' 39-yard line.
And Cole Moyer will finally bring that one to him.
Here's the replay. See that first tackle avoided. Looks like there could be a hold out there called on Kearsarge. Cardinals will pick up this drive on the Cougars' 38-yard line. Tyler Christian fakes the handoff, looks to keep it himself and go up the middle again, running into traffic, and the Cougars make the stop. And there will be no gain on that play. Taken over now to 2nd down, still 10 to go. Have not seen a passing attempt yet by the Cardinals. We'll see if they choose to break out a passing play on this drive. And this time we've got a running play up the left side. This one finds some success. One man to beat, but he can't get by. Holerman still, though, Aiden White with a first down carry for 15 yards.
First down and more.
Here's the replay of the Aiden White rush. Handed off twice. Once to Ribeiro, and again to White. Shoved out of bounds by defensive back Josh Holdeman, who's playing out of the safety position on that play.
1st and 10.
Typically tight end defensive back.
And
they'll go again, trying to push up the left side once more. That time a hard tackle gets made. And Jack Sikoria is able to stop that Stevens play. Watch for number 11, going to be on the far side, left side of your screen here, trying to crash through and gets the full wraparound to confirm that tackle. Still no score, 2:20 to play here in our first quarter of Kearsarge's homecoming game against Stevens. Ready for a 2nd and 9 try. Another running play, this time to Jalik Ribeiro. Trying to crash through the right side, but he's held up.
Ribeiro running for the Cardinals that time.
He stopped it around the 14. That brings us to 3rd down and 7 to go. Here's the replay. One block there. That was on to Michael Overton, but Jalik Ribeiro not able to find any more space past that.
Ball on the 14-yard line.
Tyler Christian gets the snap this time. He hangs on to it, fades back on the right side, passes, and that one ruled incomplete. Narrowly caught on the right side by senior Aiden White. A drop just as he goes down. Here's the second look. We'll try and see what caused it. The pass kind of wobbling like a wounded duck on its way to Aiden White. Might have made it tough to hang on to, and it seems like that could just be the case. It was on target, just not reeled in. Stevens game planning here on 4th and 7 on the 14. In fantastic position if they can keep this alive. Good chance to score on this play. Trying to do anything but turn this over on downs. The snap back to Aiden White this time, as the Cardinals got a brand new quarterback, and that pass sails way wide and out of bounds on the right side, and Stevens turn it over on downs. Cougars will pick this one back up to start their next drive on their own 14-yard line.
We'll start their next drive from the 14-yard line.
As I said in the pregame, Josh Dufer takes over Stevens as the head coach, as playoff Paul Sylvia passed the reins onto him. Paul Sylvia is still very involved in the team. A lot of the players don't even really notice too much of a difference in coaching because Sylvia is still coordinating the defense. So much of this Stevens play is still going to be dictated by him. And here in Kearsarge's first play, they're going to be trying to run it up the right side. It's Fraioli with the carry, and he finds just about 2 yards. The bleachers are packed here for this homecoming game. As you can see our replay on the Fraioli carry. Bleachers are packed on the opposite side of the field. Stevens is showing good support as well, filling up their bleachers very well. The entire pep band is here playing this game. The choir sang the anthem. And there's plenty of pop-ups as the freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior classes are trying to fundraise for this homecoming game. Another Fraioli carry, changes direction up the middle. Gets a little bit closer to the first down marker, but they still have about 3 yards to go. 25 seconds ticking down here in the first quarter, as that'll likely just bleed out.
Another run and another game for the Cougars.
Kearsarge stepping up to the line like they may take one more play this quarter. Three seconds if they choose to, and they are going for one more. This one bobbled at the line of scrimmage, but it looks like it was not turned over. That's going to close out the first quarter here. Score still knotted, 0 apiece. We'll be back in just a moment with the second quarter.
You're watching the 3-time award-winning YCN Game of the Week. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist with the most complete line of energy products and the highest level of customer and on-site service. By LaValle and Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion, now in 11 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. And by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
And we're back, about ready to get going here in the second quarter as the teams switch sides of the field. Kearsarge is going to be picking this one up on 4th and short with the ball on their own 22-yard line. Do they chance it in such field position, or will they elect to punt? We'll find out in just a moment. This one's still tied up at 0. It's likely to be a very close game all the way through, which is, I'm sure, what we're all hoping for.
The Kearsarge Regional High School Band.
Kearsarge trots down the field. Seems like this is going to be the special teams unit to break out a punt. Now seems like Parker Goen might be lining up to keep this one. Risky plays could be what it takes to make or break this game. We'll see if it pays off for the Cougars here. 4th down and 3 from their own 22. False start, and the Cougars are fired up after that. That is a key penalty on the defense. And that's going to keep this drive going for the Cougars.
Which will march them 5 yards forward.
That's going to bring us 5 yards forward here as the penalty obviously accepted. The chains move down, and Kearsarge find themselves with a new set of downs.
First and 10, ball on the 27-yard line. Goen lined up under center.
Parker Goen takes a snap, pitches it back to John Fraioli, trying to find something up the middle, and a hard tackle's made at the 29.
Number 20, A.J. Roselle, helping to make the tackle for the Cardinals.
Helped up by the man who made the tackle, A.J. Roselle.
Gave about 2 on that run, 2nd down.
Good enough for a short gain.
The unofficial Kearsarge cheer squad, ladies and gentlemen.
Next play, running, trying to find something on the left side. Another short gain result, but the Cougars still marching down the field. Ball now on the 34. They've got to get 4 more yards to get themselves a first down. If earlier in the drive was any indication, this is still a green light for them to go for it if they find themselves on 4th in this position. Pitched over to Fraioli again, nearly runs into some trouble, but he's found just enough room for the Cougars. First down. Taken down at the 41-yard line. Here's the replay again. It's A.J. Roselle making the tackle. But Fraioli just powers his way through here. A.J. Roselle lost on that play, but came right back into the action to help take down the power running back in John Fraioli. First and 10, Kearsarge still setting up a short running formation. This one handed off to Damon Dawson, good for 6 yards. Brings the ball to the 47-yard line. The Cougars have to get this one to the Stevens 49 to reset their downs. Here's another look at the Damon Dawson run.
Good run by Dawson for 6 yards.
And some trudging, buys himself another yard on that play despite 4 Cardinals trying to make that tackle. Another pitch over to John Fraioli, trying to take this one toward the right side. Looks like he got just enough for the Cougars' first down, and he did. That's going to move the chain gang down as Fraioli's helped up. Let's take another look at the Fraioli first down carry coming in from the far side of the field. Making his way toward us just so we can get a good peek at the action. And then crashing into Cardinals with just enough force to make his way and get the Cougars another first. This one goes to Damon Dawson, changes direction a little bit, left side, still the target zone for Damon Dawson. And that little stutter step found in the pocket between the linemen and got them 4 yards down the field. Here's another look. The Cougars just switching directions with their running game on the Cardinals, trying to keep the defense on their toes, faking pitches, getting the ball in the hands of a couple different players here. They fake the handoff to Damon Dawson. That time, and almost carrying it to the first down marker. But taken down just shy is John Fraioli. Here's another look. Watch the fake handoff to 22, close to us on our screen. Definitely confused the defense just enough to make that pocket, but strong tackle still made by Stevens. Cougars staying in this same offensive formation. Another pitch to Fraioli. Runs into a lot of trouble this time. Might have made his way just past the marker, but it's got to be close. He's brought back just a bit, and the referees trying to spot this ball where it needs to be, and it is awfully close. Chain Gang's going to come out here to see if they've done enough. And it looks like it is going to remain just a hair shy of the mark there.
It'll be 4th and inches now.
Kearsarge with the ball on the Stevens 39-yard line, has inches to go to keep this drive alive. Absolutely opting to go for it here.
Cougars confident they can get those inches.
Kearsarge still stacking up in that same running formation. They are ready to just muscle this one over the line. Parker going, keeps it, and it looks like he's made it just far enough to give Kearsarge a new set of downs, and he did. 7 minutes to play here in the half. Cougars keep this drive going. They've got the ball now on the 37-yard line. Here's another look. You can see it's just an absolute dog pile. Members of Cougars just trying to push Cohen by his back to get him the distance he needed to convert on 4th and inches. And it took a forceful team effort, but they were able to get the job done. Kearsarge stepping back up to the line, still sticking with this strong running formation, just trying to make as much space back there for Fraioli, who gets this pitch. Stumbles a bit on the right side, but he's actually found a window. Swim moves over one Cardinal, and finally pushed out of bounds at around the 29, 28-yard line. Good running play there for John Fraioli, who stumbles a tad here trying to change direction. That's the second stumble we've seen a running back make. Clearly it's a little bit slick out there on this fall day, but Fraioli able to recover and make his way toward the sideline for a gain of 7. Timeout taken here with 6:30 left in the half. Still a 0-0 score. Check out Echo Communications. Call them for all of your printing and mailing needs. They're the home of the Kearsarge Shopper, where the latest YCN schedule can be found every week on page 3. And you can check out our Game of the Week schedule also at ycnnow.com for the full slate of our live football games and on-demand replays of our library of all of our past games. Our next Game of the Week to be played here is actually a game that was pre-recorded last night, Hanover versus Hillsborough Deering Hopkinton. That's going to be airing just after this one wraps up at around 9 p.m. Kearsarge geared up to go here on 2nd and short.
For their first touchdown, 30 yards, 2nd and 3.
Still in this power formation, they're sticking with it. Damon Dawson gets the ball, but the line just collapses on him. Nothing to be made from that play as number 62, Hunter Watson, the sophomore, in on that play. Here's the second look. Hunter Watson standing at 6'3", the sophomore. He's one of the biggest bodies out there for the Cardinals. This team is going to love to have him for the next 3 years.
Loss of 2 on that play, 3rd down.
Now we're sitting at 3rd and 5. Cougars staying in the power formation. Pitching to Fraioli, who looks toward the right side, and it's a loose ball. The Cardinals are able to jump on it. And that is a fumble turnover recovered by Caden Thine. Cardinals are going to be picking up this ball at around the 25-yard line. Here you can see the replay. Fraioli runs into trouble, and that ball pops out vertically from his carry. Good job there by Caden Thine, the senior, to get in on that play and get the Cardinals the ball back. They'll have a 1st and 10 sitting on the 26.
Cardinals now in possession, ball on the 26-yard line. 1st and 10. Richmond lining up in center.
Lining up for the play, a little bit of motion in the back there. This one, though, going to be kept by number 5, Aiden White, who makes his way to the left side. That's good enough for a Cardinals 1st down. He runs out of room as Josh Holderman corrals him, taking him out of bounds. Still, though, good enough to move the chains. Aiden White here gets the handoff and some key blocking by 57, Lucas Smith, the big senior for this Stevens team. That's going to move Stevens up to the 42-yard line with a fresh set of downs.
Cardinals get a fresh set of downs here at the 42-yard line.
More motion in the back, this time handed off for an up the middle try.
Running right up the middle.
Maybe good for 2 yards. Here is the second look, as this one goes into the clutch of Aiden Berry.
With the carry that time for the Cardinals, picking up 2 yards.
Kearsarge ready, their defense setting up with 2 safeties back. And this one again goes to Berry. This time to the right side. Huge hit over by the sideline. Good to see that Aiden White pops right up to his feet after taking that big hit up high. Here's the replay. Makes his way over to the sideline just fine, and then Damon Dawson comes in, but it's gonna be Parker Goen, the quarterback, who says that's enough of that. Now we're on 3rd and 1. Stevens trying to keep this going. They're just beyond midfield at the Cougar 49. They'll go with a quarterback keeper, and there is tons of room on the left side here. Aiden White runs by everyone along the left side. He's pushed out of bounds at the Cougar 28.
Good gain on that play.
Let's take a look here again at that play, as Aiden White knew he had the entire Kearsarge team fooled, and they try to catch up to him here, and luckily Josh Holderman is quite a quick man. He's able to close the gap and take Aiden White out of bounds. First and 10 now on the 28. Trying to get some scoring done here in the first half. 4 minutes, 1:36 left to play.
Ribeiro keeping the ball, running it right up the middle.
Jalik Ribeiro kept that snap himself for a short run up the middle. Might have actually gotten about 6 yards there. He's got a quick first step to get away from the line of scrimmage. If there's a pocket, he's able to make the most out of it. Another little stumble there that you probably saw. It's clearly slick surfaces out there, despite not having rain today. Colder weather recently, making the ground hard.
2nd and 5.
Ribeiro again keeps this snap himself, makes his way downfield. Should be just good enough for a Cardinals first down. 7 yards on that carry for number 7, Jalik Ribeiro. And now Stevens is certainly within striking distance here. Damon Dawson making that tackle there. The linebacker for the Cougars. Damon Dawson, already one of David Yazzie, head coach's favorite players to go to. Most reliable on defense, as well as this play runs straight into the line for no gain. And we will have 2nd down with the ball on the 15. Here's the replay, the handoff to Aiden Berry. And Kearsarge is able to put a stop to that running effort. Under 3 minutes to play. Stevens trying to get the scoring going. Whistle blown. And we've got a Stevens timeout taken, Kearsarge timeout taken. The game we'll be broadcasting next week is going to be Lebanon versus Hanover. Always a very good, right down the street local rivalry. That's going to be taking place Friday, September 30th at 7 p.m. And as this one's bound to be a very close game all the way through, stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the H.R. Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game, where we choose the competitor that had the greatest impact on today's contest. Cougars looking ready to go here after their timeout. Trying to make a stand here on 2nd and 9 with the ball on their own 14-yard line. Stevens is staring down a potential 6 points. Even if they're not able to make it work by 4th down, this is just about kicking distance. It's going to be close. Jalik Ribeiro back to take this snap. It's another quarterback keeper trying to find room on the right side, but he's wrapped up and brought down by Damon Dawson.
Damon Dawson making the tackle for the Cougars.
That's Damon Dawson's 4th tackle of the game tonight. He also has 4 carries for the Cougars so far as a running back. Good job there, hanging on and twisting about to make sure that Ribeiro can get no farther. 3rd down, 5 yards to go. They're taking it from the 10. Another quarterback keeper for Ribeiro, trying to inch his way toward the 1st down marker. It's awfully close. There's a flag out on the field as well. Referees converging here to talk this over, what the call may be. Personal foul on the defense. Here's a second look. Not able to really catch who this foul is called on. A lot of contact in on that play. First and goal, ball on the 3-yard line. Stevens really threatening here. Ribeiro trying to find his way through, and he's able to. First touchdown of the game scored by Stevens. It's Jalik Ribeiro running it through, keeping it himself, and putting the Cardinals up 6-0 over the Cougars. Here's the replay of the touchdown. Just a war at the line of scrimmage to muscle off the defenders, and they make just enough room for Ribeiro to squeak by. Aiden White is out there to try and kick this one home for the extra point. The snap is good. Beautiful kick straight through the uprights. And the Cardinals are up 7-0 as the first half has under 2 minutes to play. We'll see if Cougars are able to respond. Another look at that touchdown by Jalik Ribeiro. Number 44, Aiden Berry, with good blocking on the outside. Kearsarge looking for a big return on this kick. Welcome to the new YCN NCTV regional TV station. You can watch it on TBS TV 13 and 1013, NCTV 8, Roku, Apple TV, and at ycnnow.com by clicking the live screen. Take us with you wherever you go on your phone or computer. You don't have to have cable to watch us. Aiden White has this one placed, and he's ready to send it away.
Aiden White kicking for the Cardinals.
This one gets sent down, booted with a weird rotation toward the right side. Michael Overton is there to receive it. And he's crashed into by Cardinals at around the 18. That leaves a lot of field left for the Kearsarge Cougars to cover if they want to even this one up by halftime. Here you can see the ball just rotating on its side. Very difficult to corral down there for Michael Overton. He's able to recover it off the ground very quickly, though, make his way back up the field. About 10 yards before being brought down.
Yard line, first down.
Cougars still setting up in this power formation. Fraioli gets the ball on this play, trying to fight his way to at least the 30-yard line, but he will be stopped short. And I believe it's going to be just enough for the first down as he makes his way to about the 29-yard line. John Fraioli has been the go-to guy for this Cougars team the last 2 seasons. You can see why, the big, powerful senior running back has no problem crashing into defenders and fighting for extra yards. That time it made the difference and got them the first. Parker Goen fades back and keeps this one. Roaming to his left, now he has to scramble, try to make his way out of bounds.
Nowhere to go.
And he's got absolutely nowhere to go here. And there will be a pretty significant loss on that play, but he's able to stop the clock by getting out of bounds. Had to spin, turning his body around clockwise. Doesn't help his right-handed throwing motion. By the time you look downfield, there was already too much pressure from Stevens. Enough where Parker Goen could not escape it. That play was for a loss of 5, brings us to second down and 15 with the ball on the Kearsarge 24. The This time they've got one option far on the left side. Parker Goen is going to keep it. This time, though, he'll be looking toward his right. Pass is completed. Trying to make his way by the 30-yard line is Josh Holderman, and he's able to fight for about 6 more yards. Flags on the play as Holderman is ran out of bounds. Just shy of the first down marker. We'll see what the call is. And it is on the defense. As everyone here on the packed Kearsarge bleachers was holding their breath for the last couple minutes. Here is the replay. Intended target on that play toward Parker Goen's left, but he's able to find Josh Holderman just fine along the right side. And look at this, the big stiff arm. It took 2 tries, and he's able to spin off that tackle, which gains Holderman and his Cougars an extra 4 yards. After the personal foul, this one's going to be picked up on the Stevens Cardinals' 48-yard line, as Kearsarge are able to favorably make their way down the field after that call. Just over a minute of play left in the half for them to respond to that last Ribeiro touchdown for Stevens. Parker Goen here, setting up out of the shotgun. Keeps this one, trying to find a target on the left side. This one, though, picked off and off to the races. It is going to be a pick 6 for the Cardinals. Number 57, Lucas Smith, the senior, takes it to the house with under a minute to play. Put up 6 more for Stevens. Here's another look. You can see the short pass intended for Jason Diamond, but just undercutting the route beautifully. Lucas Smith comes crashing in, and he was gone once he caught it. That one taken 52 yards from where the line of scrimmage was, all the way to the end zone. Now Aiden White tries for the extra point. The snap is just fine, and the kick is beautiful again for Aiden White. Stevens go up 14-0. 53 seconds left to play here in our half.
Stevens 14, Kearsarge 0.
Here's another replay of the pick 6. Everything on this play was fine. It just seemed like Lucas Smith was not blocking or was not in contact with the lineman, totally free on the outside of that play. And he saw that Jason Diamond was ranging over, definitely the intended receiver of that play on a short pass. And he's just able to get in and undercut it with a ton of momentum, ton of speed, not to be caught. And this one gets sent away down. Damon Dawson in the middle of the field, tracks it, catches it. Now trying to make his way toward the right side. Has some good blocking here, making his way to the 30, and he's tackled out of bounds.
By number 44, Aiden Perry.
Braden Perry making the stop here to run Damon Dawson out of bounds. Kearsarge's special teams on that play had Damon Dawson set up right in the middle of the field, making sure that he was the one who caught the long kick. He was their fastest player last year as just a freshman, so you can tell that on special teams they always want the ball to find him. Now he's lined up as a slot receiver. A close side toward us. Parker Goen keeps this one. Has some time here, needs to find some space on the right side. He elects to keep it, runs out of bounds near the 35. Parker Goen able to make his way to the sideline there, keeps the clock stopped at 36.4 seconds. Here's the replay. Trying to find a target on the right side, but nothing doing there. Had to get the job done himself, carried it a few yards, and now we've got a 2nd and 6.
Second and
65 yards to the end zone for the Cougars here as they're set up for second down. Parker going, takes the high snap. He's going to keep this one again. The Cardinals doing a good job pressuring him. And a hard tackle brings down Parker going. The ball almost comes loose, but Going is able to hang on.
Lucas Smith.
Big tackle made by the man who just got the pick six. Lucas Smith comes barreling in after beating his block from the outside and whirling down Parker going. "26 seconds to play here on what's going to be a third down with 8 yards to go. Timeout taken by the Cougars as they look to draw up a couple of plays to find them what they need to get this scoreline a little more evened up on homecoming night. Both teams ready to go at the line after the timeout. Parker going, keeps this one again. Still under a ton of pressure. He has to keep it himself, trying to make his way towards the left sideline, and he finds about 20 yards. And running out of bounds, stops the clock at 15.3 seconds.
First down and way more.
Here's the replay again. Wants to find a target so bad, it's just that quick release is tough.
In the first half.
Very worried of the fumble. He knows what it would mean if Stevens got the ball back in their hands right now. Kearsarge making their way past midfield with 15 seconds left. They've still got a chance here at scoring. Last Kearsarge timeout of the half taken here by Coach Yaz. And this game coverage is being brought to you in part by LaValle Middleton Building Supply, with 13 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire, where safety and service are their top priorities. They are hiring and a great employer. You can learn more at lavalleys.com.
Ball on the 37-yard line, first and 10.
And Kearsarge ready to go here with the final plays of our first half. Four receiving options streaking downfield. Parker going, looks for the short pass here, throws a bullet down. Could be off to the races before being brought down at around the 26. Josh Holderman with the catch. Here's the replay. Parker going, tries to find him right there. Instead, he's able to hold on to it. Good job by the offensive line to keep the Cardinals off of Parker for just enough time to find Josh Holderman a little farther downfield. Now they'll have 7.1 seconds left in the half. 24 yards to go. The most important play of the game for the Cougars so far. They have the chance to go into halftime with some points and some momentum and a comeback story, or they could go down by 14, being shut out by Stevens.
Ball on the 24-yard line, first and 10.
Out of the shotgun, Parker going, takes the snap, right side to David Dawson. He's run into some trouble. He's brought down, and that will end the half. Stevens leading 14-0 over Kearsarge. We'll be headed into a short intermission. We'll be back with some halftime updates in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
You're watching the three-time award-winning YCN Game of the Week. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist with the most complete line of energy products and the highest level of customer and on-site service. By LaValle and Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion, now in 11 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. And by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
And welcome back, folks. You're watching the Game of the Week here on YCN, coming to you from Sutton, New Hampshire. I'm Berkeley Stevens, bringing you this game, the homecoming game between Kearsarge and Stevens. The Stevens Cardinals currently leading this one by a score of 14-0 over the Kearsarge Cougars on the Cougars' home turf. Kearsarge has packed the bleachers with about an additional 150 people or so on their side. The energy is high despite the shutout still remaining intact for Stevens. Stevens, they've got a pretty packed sideline as well, and they're hunting for their first win of the season. They were shut out in their last two contests, and their first two touchdowns tonight are their first two touchdowns in a 3-week span. So this team is running off of a ton of momentum, especially after a big pick-six touchdown that was made by big number 57, Lucas Smith. They also have a quarterback sneak touchdown that was ran in by Jalik Ribeiro. And now you're all caught up, and we are ready to go here for the second half as this one is kicked down the left side of the field. Finds a lot of open space there, and it looks like it's going to stay in bounds. Picked up and ran for maybe 2 yards. And Kearsarge is going to be setting up this time at their own 24-yard line to start the half. Josh Holdeman, John Fraioli, Damon Dawson, Parker Goen out there. All the starters for the offense in good shape. Cole Giberson, number 52. Rocking a heavy cast on a broken arm. Not going to keep him from playing on the line, though. Kearsarge ready for their first snap of the half. This one handed off to Fraioli. Trying to make his way up the right side. And that'll be good for a gain of 4 or 5.
Number 20, A.J. Rozelle.
Here's the second look as Fraioli comes to the middle of the field and makes his way up with some good blocking there from the other running back, number 22, Damon Dawson. Created a pocket on the line for Fraioli to find 5 yards. Kearsarge still staying with this power formation. It seems like they've ran it all night. No wide receiving options at all. Just running these pitch plays, this time to Damon Dawson, and it is for a significant loss, taken down at the Cougars' 19.
Lucas Smith making the tackle.
That'll bring them back 4 yards here, and they will go again on 3rd and 9. Here's the pitch play. You can see just running into trouble. Lucas Smith, the big body on defense for the Stevens Cardinals there, making that stop for the loss of 4. That's Lucas Smith's second tackle for an offensive loss. He also has a sack and a 52-yard pick six. Kearsarge's next try goes to Fraioli. He's tackled up high and brought down around the 20. No gain on that play.
John Fraioli with the carry.
That's going to move us to 4th and 10 here, as you can take a look at the replay. Kearsarge has ran this formation much of the night. And at first it was working. Their first couple of drives of the game, they were marching down the field. But here, Stevens clearly drew something up during the half that has put a good stop to that style of offense in the first drive for Kearsarge. And now the Cougars are set to punt it away. There's a flag out on the field.
Ribeiro, back deep to receive for the Cardinals.
We'll see here what the referees have to say. And this one is on the offense. A false start on the punting team sends them back for what will now be an even longer punt. They'll give it away from their own 15. Jalik Ribeiro sets up at around midfield to receive this punt. The snap is good, the punt is strong. Jalik Ribeiro catches it clean. Fraioli pressures him early, but Ribeiro is able to make it up the field with about a 10-yard return. There is a flag out there. Flag was thrown the moment the catch was made. We'll see what the officials have to say here as Damon Dawson helps Ribeiro up to his feet.
Dawson making the tackle.
Stevens Cardinals going to be picking this one up at the Cougar 38-yard line. Here's another look at that punt. Kicked off and into the hands of Jalik Ribeiro. Made his way away from John Fraioli, but caught up to by Damon Dawson for the tackle. Next play here is going to be a running effort by the Cardinals. And muscling through is number 42, Tyler Christian, the quarterback. Tank makes his way 9 yards up the field.
9 yards on that run.
Here's another look here. As you can see, he drops the shoulder right in here. Making his way by Jason Diamond for the Cougars and fighting for another 3 yards. Now they'll have second down with just 1 yard to go. And they're already almost within striking distance.
Shotgun, keeping the snap.
Early pressure, quarterback keeper, good for the Cardinals. First down.
It'll be enough for a first down.
Taken down at about the 25-yard line. Here's a look at the replay here of Tank's carry. Kellen Sullivan, defensive back for the Cougars, there with the tackle, his first of the game. And the Cardinals step back up to the line, ready to go here on 1st and 10 from the Cougar 25. Tank keeps this snap again. There's a pocket on the right side, drops the shoulder once more, and that's good for a gain of 6 or 7. Tyler Tank Christian doing a good job on this drive, just laying the body in, using his size. It's a fight for some key yards in the Cougar end of the field. Now they'll pick it up with about 5 yards to go here on second down, and the ball sitting on the 20-yard line.
Second and 5. Ribeiro.
This snap sneakily finds the hands of Ribeiro, and he's brought down hard by number 44, Kellen Sullivan, his second tackle of the game, second tackle of this drive.
Jason Diamond.
Strong work there by Kellen Sullivan to bring down Ribeiro, who can be very elusive, but there's no escaping this Kellen Sullivan bear hug. They pick him up and bring him back a few yards, but they'll still be going here on 3rd and 2. If they could convert on this, get themselves a first down, it could be lethal territory for Stevens to strike from. Tank hangs on to the snap again. He's already got the first down. He's trying for more, putting in the legwork, and Tank to the house. Touchdown, Stevens.
Tyler Christian powering his way forward for the touchdown.
Do you see why they call him Tank yet? Look at this, motions for Ribeiro to move here. Confuses the defense. You see that linebacker moving a little bit toward the outside of the field. That opens up a window for Tank to just start leg pressing Cougars all the way to the house. Kearsarge from their sideline trying to fire up their team as they send out the special teams unit to return this kick.
Back deep to receive for the Cougars.
Aiden White ready to line this one down the field.
White ready to kick.
Damon Dawson sets up
It's up.
dead center of the field again. Stevens Cardinals trying to kick this one over toward the right side.
Not out of bounds.
Almost runs out of bounds. They're able to pitch it back inbounds, trying to reverse and get across the field to the right side is Damon Dawson. But he's hurled down inside the 5. Kearsarge are going to have their backs up against the wall, and they'll need to be careful of the safety here. You can see as this one almost runs out of bounds. Number 58, Cole Neuer, with his hands on his head. He knew this play was not going to develop very well. Michael Overton pitched it back to Damon Dawson. He was able to recover for just a couple of yards, but still taken down by Lucas Smith in very shallow territory for Kearsarge. The ball is sitting on their own 2-yard line.
First and 10 on the 2.
Number 57 for Stevens, Lucas Smith. He's having a better game than anyone so far. Not even really counting that pick 6. He's just put a stop to the Kearsarge offense, drive after drive, and set the Cougars back significantly. As Kearsarge is ready to take the first snap of what may be a very long drive. Fraioli gets the handoff, trying to juke out to the right side before being brought down around the 8.
Brought down by number 42.
Jalik Ribeiro, a little banged up on that play, helped up by his teammates. He's in some discomfort, but he's looking to stay in the play here. You can see Fraioli was brought down almost right on number 7, Jalik Ribeiro's ankle, it looked like, and seems like that's kind of what he's waving around out there, is just some ankle discomfort, but still not enough to take him out. Kid's tough. That Fraioli carry was good for 6 yards. Flag on the field. And it goes against Kearsarge. This one will be brought back.
Kearsarge.
We're ready to go here on 2nd down and 8 from their own 4-yard line. Another running play, similar style, trying to find room on the right side. But John Fraioli gets brought down again.
A.J. Roselle making the tackle for Stevens.
Minimal gain on that play brings us to 3rd down. Here's the replay. Fraioli not able to get through anything on the right side, as the Cardinals have done a great job, especially at the start of this half, to really limit that run game. Kearsarge just found nothing so far in our 3rd quarter. We'll see if they start to change their look on offense. Right now they're stacked up in the same formation, and this one gets tossed over to Damon Dawson. He's actually found a little bit of window, and he's through. This could be a 1st down, and it will be, as he's taken down toward the left sideline. Damon Dawson keeps things moving for Kearsarge. And one more time on that last play, Damon Dawson, they are motioning to get some momentum on this rush. And good blocking in front of him. Gunnar Benedict, number 50 for the Cougars, able to keep off a Cardinal tackle. Buying Damon Dawson a little extra room. They pick this one up. 1st and 10 on the 15 now. Fraioli right side again, running into trouble. He evades it for now, brushes off one tackle, tries to spin off another. Fighting for everything out there is John Fraioli before being ran out of bounds. Here we see again Gunnar Benedict making some room for his running back. Fraioli gets hung on to, trying to spin off of everything. And it takes a whole flock of Cardinals to bring him out of bounds. There was a flag on that last play. That's going to actually bring us to a replay of first down. They've got 17 yards to go here as they'll pick it up again from their own 8-yard line. Kearsarge has to stay out of trouble with these offensive penalties as Parker Goen scrambles in his own end zone. And that again for a significant loss. He's ran out of bounds at around the 2. Kearsarge offense, they got one first down and they've backpedaled all the way to where they started. The scramble in full effect here as Parker Goen runs as fast as he can to keep the Cougars from committing a safety, putting 2 more points up on the board for Stevens. They've got to make their way downfield here, or a punt is still going to be putting Stevens in very good field positioning. This whole thing developed off of what was a very great kickoff from Stevens that ended up on the Kearsarge 2. They pitch this one back to Damon Dawson, who's going to try once more to run up the left side before being stopped at about the 2 again for no gain. And that'll bring us to third down and 22 yards to go. Here's the replay again, far side of the field. A lot of bodies in the way, but it looked like the tackle was made by Caden Thine, number 2 for the Cardinals. Coming up to the line here on third down. Sticking with that same power formation. And they will try to run it again here. Might have chewed up a yard on that play, but that moves us to 4th and forever. Kearsarge destined to punt this one away.
Needs to bring up 4th down.
This one into the hands of Damon Dawson, who is tackled up the middle by number 55, Braden Perry.
With the arrow, back to receive.
This one punted a little bit short downfield.
There's a flag.
Flag gets tossed out on the field as this one is fought for, but it looks like Ribeiro has it just fine. Now we'll see what that flag was all about. Two minutes to play here in our third quarter of action for the Kearsarge homecoming game. And this will be brought pretty far downfield, as there was a holding on the Cardinals special teams unit on that last punt. It'll be marched back down to the Cardinals' own 49-yard line. 20-0, the score sits out with 2 minutes to play here in the quarter. Still within striking distance for Kearsarge if they're able to get something going on defense, maybe cause a turnover. First play of this drive is Jalik Ribeiro running into trouble right at the line for almost no gain. Picked up a yard there. Here's the replay.
Gain of 1 on the play, second down.
Ribeiro gets it. And Jason Diamond crashes into him right at the line to make the stop. Could be another quarterback sneaker here as Tank hangs on to it. He's already got the first down. There's a flag on the field. But Tyler Christian makes it all the way to the Cougar 33. We'll see what the call is. And once more it is on the Cardinals. That'll send them back after Tank was able to run this for a first down. Kearsarge will accept that penalty, and we'll see where the refs will be placing this ball. Strong work again, though, by Tyler Christian to fight for those yards. His efforts negated by the call. Stevens is going to try again here on second down from their own 49-yard line.
Second and 12.
Ribeiro gets the snap. Had some blocking on the right side, enough to get him about 3 yards.
And again, it's Bryce Gove making the tackle.
Still third and long here for the Cardinals. They'll need a big play to convert this into a first. Final minute here in our third quarter. Should be one play left.
Third and 9.
Cardinals trying to end this quarter on a high note. Ribeiro gets the ball, but quickly hands it off for a reverse to Aiden White. Up the left side, he's got the first down before being tackled out of bounds by Josh Holderman. That gives Stevens a first down and stops the clock at 7 seconds. A nice bit of trickery there to get the ball into the hands of Aiden White, who breaks off one tackle near the line before Holderman is able to wrap him up.
Ball on the 34, first and 10.
After that 17-yard carry, Stevens is now on the Cougar 34-yard line. They fake the pitch to Ribeiro, and they hand it off short. It's another good running play here to chew up some yardage for Stevens as they make their way down to the Cougar 25. That ends things here for the third quarter of action. Stevens still lead in shutout fashion, 20-0 over Kearsarge. We'll be back in just a few.
You're watching the 3-time award-winning YCN Game of the Week. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist with the most complete line of energy products and the highest level of customer and on-site service. By LaValle and Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion, now in 11 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. And by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire.
And welcome back as we're about to start the fourth and final quarter here for Kearsarge's homecoming game against Stevens, who currently lead this one 20-0. Off of touchdowns by Jalik Ribeiro on a quarterback sneak. Tyler Tank Christian on a long quarterback sneak. Pretty much a power running quarterback sneak, as they call him Tank for a reason. He just leg pressed Cougars all the way to the end zone. And then the biggest play of the game, that was made in the first half. Number 57, Lucas Smith, had a pick 6. He also has 2 sacks in this game and 5 tackles. Last play of the third quarter was a 9-yard running play that set Stevens up on second down with just 1 yard to go on Kearsarge's 26-yard line. And this could be the final bit of insurance that Stevens need if they're able to convert this drive into some points. Tank is going to hang on to this one, and he's barreling his way through the right side, making his way up to the 15. Good for a first down and an extra 10 yards there. Tyler Tank Christian bringing his team ever closer. Here's another replay. That's a big, strong man to have at quarterback for your high school team. He's not afraid of trying to run through anybody. And just about everyone on the Kearsarge defense has had their turn at trying to stop Tank, but he's just such a tough down to make. And we've got a timeout taken here early on in the half to try and game plan how Stevens is going to convert these last 14 yards and hopefully a touchdown. Going up by 4 scores in the final quarter is usually a death sentence to the opposition. But I would say with 11.5 minutes right now, Kearsarge with a big stop and they finally get the offense to click, there's still time in this game to get what they need and come back for a legendary homecoming story. This is one of Kearsarge's biggest rivalry opponents, I would say. In football, it's probably their biggest rivalry. At least this year, being in Division III with Stevens. Sometimes they're in the same division as Newport. That's always a good rivalry for this squad. But for most sports, Kearsarge is very familiar with Stevens, and the competition is always close. So to have this game fall on homecoming day has the fans a little extra fired up despite being down 20-0. The band, the packed bleachers, the 100+ students and parents that are along the side are still very much invested in this game. They know just as well as I do that it's very possible to get back in this. But the defense for the Cougars needs to come up huge right now. Flags get thrown, false start on somebody, not sure who jumped the gun. It looks like it was the Cougars.
Cougars drawn off sides.
That's number 58 for the Cougars that came off sides there, jumping the gun on that play. And now Cardinals, they're going to stick with this first down. 5 yards to go to reset that, and only 9 yards to go for a touchdown. They're within kicking distance. This drive is surely to result in some points unless Kearsarge are able to make something incredible happen. It's Ribeiro holding onto the ball now, making his way to the left side, not able to get to the end zone though. He's shoved out of bounds right around the 1. And here's the replay. We can see Tyler Christian right in front of him, throwing a block, but not able to hurdle over number 80, Ben Greenwood. If he was, that would have been Ribeiro's second touchdown. Second down, 1 yard to go. They're on the 5. They'll try and power this one up the middle. And it's good for a touchdown. As the dog pile starts to clear, the score is now Stevens 26, Kearsarge 0. Here's one more look at the power run right up the middle. Tyler Christian keeps this one. And him and the offensive line just barrel through the Kearsarge defense for those last 5 yards. And now out there for the extra point. Once more is Aiden White, and he remains perfect as that one goes straight through. And here's one more look at the touchdown. Tyler Christian very strong on his feet. That's the second time he's just had to use a ton of leg work to muscle a touchdown in. A little over 10 minutes to play here in the fourth and final quarter. Kearsarge down by 4 scores. Getting to that point where this game is nearly out of reach, but if the offense is able to get something done here, there's still a glimmer of hope.
Damon Dawson and Parker Goen back deep to receive for the Cougars.
Aiden White ready to kick this one downfield. Damon Dawson down there to receive this one. It is toward his side, takes some funny bounces, and Damon Dawson picks it up at the 3, has to run across the field, throws a stiff arm out there to make some space. He's past the 20 now, and he gets all the way to the 30 from his own 3-yard line. Fantastic return there from Damon Dawson.
Good return by Dawson, ball on the 30-yard line.
Here is the replay. As you can see, immediately he made the decision to come across the field. A little bit of contact here. And then he's got some room to show his speed. Good blocking attempt by Josh Holderman for the final few yards. And another timeout is called. As this one nears its end, make sure you stay tuned for our HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. And as well, this game coverage is being brought to you in part by LaValle Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion. They're celebrating 60 years of serving you in over 13 locations in our area. Please make sure to let all of our underwriters know that you appreciate their support of local sports programming here on YCN. And if you're watching, give us some love on our YCN News Facebook page. If you'd like to support our coverage and programming, please contact us at info@ycnnow.com. After the Kearsarge timeout, both of these teams have 2 timeouts remaining in the game. First play of the drive, a handoff to Damon Dawson, who will be taken down. Looks like a loss of 1 or 2. Close side of our screen here, number 57, Lucas Smith, comes in, beats his man to get behind Damon Dawson, and never let go. Two sacks, 2 tackles for a loss, and a handful more tackles this game for Lucas Smith, as well as the pick 6. That started this incredible momentum for Stevens. Next play is a handoff to Jason Diamond. He gets a couple yards back up the field. Kearsarge has really not tried to pass the ball tonight. Here's the replay again. They've set up in this formation with really no wide receivers out on the outsides, just trying to power through the Cardinals' defense, and it has not worked since the start of our second half. And now with 9 minutes to play, down by 27, I think it's time for Kearsarge to take some chances. Trying to hang on to it here, but Parker going under a lot of trouble as that play gets broken apart by the Stevens defensive line. And that may be why Kearsarge has not passed it very much tonight, is because every time they've tried, it has ended up with a ton of pressure on Parker going and him needing to scramble. The ball was knocked loose, but it was after the play was whistled dead. Kearsarge is going to keep this. It'll be 4th down with 17 to go. The punting unit is out there for the Cougars.
Cougars will play it away again. Riviero back to receive.
Flag out on the far side of the field. And it is another false start on Kearsarge. That'll march this one back even farther toward Kearsarge's own end zone. Stevens should have pretty good field positioning right off of catching this punt, and we'll see what Jalik Ribeiro can do, just how far he can make it downfield on the return. High snap, and the punt is a little bit short here. And the Cardinals elect to just let this one run its course and die at around the 44 in the Kearsarge half. Stevens ready to start this drive after having scored a touchdown on their previous offensive efforts. They've got a new look this time on their offense. Jalik Ribeiro still out there, one of the starters for this team, but it's going to be a handoff play. Number 44, Aiden Berry, with a short-range carry. That gets them 5 yards down the field. They'll pick this one up on 2nd down, 5 yards to go on the Kearsarge Cougar 40.
5-yard gain on the play, 2nd down.
Ribeiro gets it here, trying to spin off one tackle, but he's stopped in his tracks.
Met by number 56.
Xander Young there for Kearsarge, able to confirm that tackle. Ribeiro's been putting in work this game on a John Fraioli play. Well, John Fraioli was tackled earlier in the 3rd quarter. He landed kind of awkwardly on Ribeiro's ankle. He's been struggling with that since then, but he's remained in the game and very active on all of the plays. Ribeiro moves to the left side. Tank is going to keep it again and earn the nickname once more. Barreling his way down to the Kearsarge 24. Six and a half minutes to play here in the game. After that Tyler Christian run, takes a full effort to bring down Tyler Christian. Every time he carries the ball, he is a force. Another handoff here, this time to Aiden Berry. Short gain on the play.
Aiden Berry running the ball for the Cardinals.
Here's the second look at that Aiden Berry run. Just a couple of yards gained. 2nd down and 6 to go. Stevens head coach Duford said to New Hampshire sports page that even though it sounds like classic football speak, the team that finds themselves 3-0 right now really just has the goal of getting better game by game. Not a lot of expectations for this team, but they know that there's always improvement to be made. And here against a 2-1 Kearsarge squad, they've played their best football of the season offensively and defensively. This is the most points they've scored. This is obviously the fewest points that they've allowed. And doing this away under the lights at an opponent's homecoming game is no easy feat. All the energy is going against you, but they've had a couple of big plays to fabricate some of their own energy, such as that Lucas Smith pick 6 in our first half. That was the spark plug that has carried the Cardinals to the 27-0 scoreline we have now, and they're threatening to score again with the ball on the Kearsarge 21. And both teams look ready after that Stevens timeout. They've got one remaining.
Second and 6.
And they keep this one again. Through the left side, found the hole, found everything, into the end zone. Another Stevens touchdown. This time it's A.J. Rizal. His first touchdown of the game. And here's a replay of Rizal's touchdown, the senior's first touchdown of the night. Fantastic blocking all the way through for the Cardinals, made that very easy for Rizal. All he had to do was not forget how to run. Everyone else in the Cardinals put in the work to make that play happen. 33-0, now the score. Aiden White with another beauty of a kick. All but one extra points converted by Stevens tonight. Here's another look at the touchdown by number 20, A.J. Rizal. All the way to the end zone from the 21-yard line. A.J. Rizal made that look easy thanks to some great work on the offensive line. Just over 5 minutes to play here. Stevens lead this one 34-0. This may be the final or second to last drive of the game for Kearsarge, depending on how quickly they're able to work.
Dawson and going back deep to receive.
This one sent down the middle of the field, finding the hands of Damon Dawson, who bobbles it briefly but is able to recover. And he chooses the left side as his route makes his way to the sideline. There's a flag on the play. Right after that hard contact was made, we'll see what the call is. It all looked clean to me. Damon Dawson able to get to the Cougar 45 on this return. We'll see where the call comes from as we can take a look at this replay. I don't think there's really anything wrong with that block by Josh Holdeman, but the referees are going to be bringing this one back. Way back, in fact, 10 yards from where that penalty was called. Kearsarge will start this drive on their own 21. I wouldn't tell Josh Holdeman to change a thing in that scenario. Kearsarge set up again, pitching over to Dawson, who goes up and over a Cardinal defender, popping up to his feet, proving he's just fine. Sophomore Damon Dawson's been a very physical player so far for Kearsarge, and he was last season, got a ton of reps as a freshman, returning kicks and punts on special teams, just running right in to the other team. Already fearless as a sophomore, which you'll love to see as a Kearsarge fan. Second down and 9 here after that first play. This one pitched over and ran up the right side. Tackle gets made. And down about the 14 or 15 yard line, another short gain for Kearsarge. They had some good blocking there, but they just missed one member of Stevens who was able to squeak through and make that tackle. Lining up now on 3rd and 7 with 3:30 to go in the game. And another running try up the right side, nearing the first down marker, but stopped just short. Back-to-back carries for number 12. Justin St. Onge.
Running the ball that time.
The freshman getting his first couple of looks this season.
Looking at a first down. Ball on the 20-yard line.
That run good for the first down. Not stopped just short. Did make it all the way to the 20. First and 10 again for Kearsarge. They pitch this one over to Dawson one more time, who's off to the races on the left side. Strong contact there as he's brought out of bounds. Dawson doesn't care about the score. He's not going to let anything go for free. Up the left side, uses his speed there to beat Desmond Abraire before being brought out of bounds. 2.5 to play here as Parker Goen goes to the sideline to get the play from head coach David Yazzie. One more handoff try, no gain on that play. And the Stevens defense has really let nothing go. The Kearsarge running game, a couple here and there, but really just responding well to this power running formation that Kearsarge has tried time and time again. They changed directions, but that's really the only change up they're throwing at Stevens. The Cardinals have just been keeping 4 backers behind their linemen. They're not blitzing, they're just reading every running play and responding to whichever direction it goes. We've got 1 safety hanging back, but if you can just keep an eye on the linebackers, they keep their feet planted. This time though, we've got a passing play, kind of catching Stevens by surprise, and it does connect to number 12, Justin St. Onge, his first reception for about 20 yards. I've been wanting to see more of this all half. Parker Goen picking up on the zone defense, finds St. Onge downfield with plenty of open space, and he turns and runs for 10 more yards after the catch. Kearsarge has it now on their 45. We're in the final minute of play. Another pitch over to Damon Dawson. Parker Goen with a block. Damon Dawson stutter steps, beats one, beats another, and carries that one for 16 yards. Fantastic move there by Damon Dawson to beat Scott Hager, number 3 for Stevens, by the sideline, change direction, and get 5 more yards down the field. Kearsarge in the final 30 seconds. They've got 2 timeouts left, trying desperately to put some points on the board here. Another handoff, another Damon Dawson carry. This time, not as much success, taken down at the 35. Final 10 seconds. Kearsarge not choosing to call this timeout, and the clock is going to bleed down. The final score here, Stevens 34 beating Kearsarge 0. Our HR Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat. Player of the game. If I have to choose one, I have to go with Tank, just because he muscled in a couple of touchdowns, but Lucas Smith on the defensive side of the ball, hands down the defensive player of the game, and it's not even close. 2 sacks, 8 tackles, a pick 6 for 52 yards. Fantastic play from him to watch. It's been fun, folks. We've got another game coming up at 9 p.m. Hanover versus Hillsborough Deering Hopkinton. Feel free to stick around and watch that a little later. I've been Berkeley Stevens. Thank you for watching the Game of the Week here on YCN.